Hey guys, welcome to Crown Breakdown, the short video series where we talk about all things Charlotte FC. My name is Maxwell. Let's dive right in. I think through both the first two games, Charlotte has looked really good and has been really unlucky to come away with the loss in both games. The first game against New England, conceded a late goal right at the end. Probably could have done a little bit better than that. The St. Louis game, though, Charlotte played much better than they did in the New England game, in my opinion. But more defensive mistakes led to them conceding 3 goals, which were all really self-inflicted. So definitely could have gone better there. Before we talk about the New England game, let's talk about how Charlotte typically likes to play. Typically, Charlotte lines up in a 4-3-3. They like to play with inverted wingbacks, meaning the left and the right back play a little bit more centrally, lets them have some flexibility on offense. They can make some overlapping runs if needs be, to get them out wide. Often we will see them cutting inside rather than making the overlapping runs. And then the midfielders, depending on who they're playing against, may play with a single pivot in the back. We've saw this a lot at the end of the season with Jones, being that single pivot, the central defensive midfielder, letting the other two midfielders make runs into the box and help out on offense. Typically, Charlotte likes to control possession, dictate the pace of the game. We'll see them pass backwards a lot of times to draw the defensive team out before making passes back into the box. During the New England game, we didn't really see that single pivot at the back. We saw Bronico and Ashley Westwood in the midfield, and they kind of roamed around a lot. They would go out to the wings. They would play centrally, both of them making runs into the box. I think with New England, they were a little bit better defensively. They're more compact. It was harder for Charlotte to break them down, so we saw a lot of packing the box and then balls being whipped in from the outside, and really none of it worked really well. We saw a few good chances, but we were still lacking in the final third, and it still just needed to connect just a little bit better, in my opinion. So let's take a look at this first clip, and we'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. So this is kind of early in the game against New England. They turn over the ball. They're on a break. The team's moving forward. I want you to watch where the midfielders Westwood and Bronico are in this clip, and see how their runs are. And then also Mora. He's going to be going forward more in this game than Byrne is, but kind of take a look for where their positioning is in this as well. So after the first kind of breakaway chance fails, it cycles back out. Jóźwiak has the ball, comes to Bronico here, and take a look at the box. They got players packed in there, so we're going to cycle it around a little bit more. It's going to come back out to the wide area with Mora, ball into the box. Good chance, but not quite there. New England's a pretty good team defensively this year, very compact. I think this last clip of the New England game really shows our two different approaches to attack. So the first chance here, we get Mora whipping the ball in for the cross. It hasn't been working out this game, and so we see that exact same result. As it comes out back down, though, Jóźwiak picks it up, and this is where I think our team should be playing, and we'll see more of this play style against St. Louis. But we get the quick passing, gets through the defenders, and then just, again, this game, final decision-making, connection in the final third, not quite where we want it to be. Offense really lacked in the New England game. Again, just like this clip, most of it was balls being played in from wide, the box being packed, and the final delivery just wasn't quite there. I thought they played better when they tried to pass through the defenders with the quick passing. So let's take a look at the St. Louis game. Here's the passing network for the St. Louis game. Tactics changed a little bit for this game. They played the same general shape. However, instead of Bronico and Westwood being the center pairing, instead we get Jones playing as that center pivot, with Westwood and Shinyashiki playing as the center midfielders. They scooted Swiderski out wide, which I didn't think was a bad move, and then played Bronico at left back instead of Mora. And here's why I didn't mind any of this. As we could see from the first game, where the midfielders were running to, they were allowed to make runs into the box. They played in really wide areas. This game with St. Louis, they did have a different game plan. St. Louis is a very high energy, high pressing team, and so Charlotte wanted to beat that in two different ways. The first one is the easy counter to the high press was look for the long ball outlet runs. That's going to be the first way they're trying to break that. Second, they're going to play with a little bit better spacing, try and be a little bit more compact to pass their way through the high press to the goal. With Bronico and how he played in the first game, he was able to kind of wander, make runs into the box. He was wide at oftentimes the first game. Here's his passing chart from that game against New England. So you can see a lot of his passes came from wider areas rather than centrally. Would make sense for a left back who's doing the overlapping runs or going from that kind of central position as the inverted left back, doing an underlapping run going into the wide areas. And then he's pretty good defensively as well, where he's typically played as a box-to-box midfielder. It kind of worked. Swiderski on the wing. Some people didn't like it. I didn't think it was too bad. He obviously got the assist that gave us the goal. The result for the St. Louis game was really disappointing, but let's take a look at a couple of these clips here, and we'll see how well we played, really. Let's take a look at this first clip. It's going to be a lot of the same quick build-up, but final ball just isn't quite there. So turnover high in the midfield. St. Louis starts doing the quick press, and we get nice quick passing combination play up until the final ball. Just not quite there, but it's the right game plan. That's what we're trying to do. This next clip's going to be more of the same. Quick combination passing to beat the high press. Beats the defenders one-on-one. More good passing there, but final ball just isn't quite good enough. As soon as we get in the box, you either take a foul, get knocked off the ball, and that was just kind of the story of our offense this game. Yeah, I think this next clip really shows how Charlotte likes to play the best and how we do the best. Obviously, it wasn't at a very good time in the match. Charlotte does play a little bit fluid where these players can switch. So as the ball progresses, Jones makes the run forward. Westwood drops back into that central pivot role, picks up the ball. There's Byrne right in the middle, making that inside cut as the fullback. Comes all the way out to the wing. He's opening up space. And it was a good ball in, good chances, just right at the goalkeeper. And then this next clip, I really just want to show off this nice pass from Nuno Santos. I think he should be starting every game. And then final clip, I know we've all seen it, but here's our only goal of the season so far, our first goal for Capetti. On the break, have the defenders on the back foot, and then just a nice ball in from Swiderski. Capetti doing his job, exactly what they brought him in here to do. Get in the box, have good positioning, beat the defenders, head the ball in the goal. That's exactly what we want to see going forward. So I think for the upcoming games, if we can avoid the defensive mistakes that we made the first two games, keep a clean sheet, but especially if we play like we did in the St. Louis game, as far as on the attacking side of things, the quick combination passing, I think we should look pretty good going forward. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll take a look at a couple of clips after this next game against Atlanta. Hopefully we come away with 3 points at this next home game. Hope to see you there. Thanks, guys.